Well, joining me from Paris is Alison Stewart-Allen from International Marketing Partners. She's an international marketing and brand expert. Just a first question I wanted to ask you, is there a possibility we've got a sort of cultural economic context problem here, i.e. what is exploitation to us could be perfectly all right in China? Is there any element of that here, or are we actually really talking some unpleasant situation of exploitation?
Well, we are potentially talking about that. The thing I think that's interesting is that we're in an era of transparency. Clearly, Apple commissioned the research. They wanted to know the degree of the ethics in their channels. Clearly, also, some of the Chinese employees were working overtime and are clearly being exploited. The question is, at what point does Apple have influence in stopping the exploitation of those workers? But I do think that in this era where, because of technology, we can scrutinize companies ever more closely, Apple and everyone in every sector is subject to this level of scrutiny and investigation.
Okay, how damaging is it to Apple, do you think?
Well, I think it's damaging if they do nothing about it. The fact that this has been uncovered probably won't be that surprising because several brands are in exactly the same position. What is now imperative is that Apple does something with the information they now have. If they do nothing, then we have a bigger problem than if they actually take action. Taking action and telling people they're taking action is absolutely the right thing for that brand to do. Will people walk away from Apple because of this? Absolutely. There's always going to be a segment of the market that doesn't want to have anything to do with the smell or whiff of anything unethical. But if they fix it.
Yeah, I suppose in a way what's most shocking to most people is it's not as though Apple couldn't afford to pay a bit more. I mean, they have the largest margins in the business. And just because they have to pay their workers a little bit more doesn't mean their prices are going to go up particularly, does it? Not necessarily.
No, it doesn't necessarily mean that about the prices. What it does mean, though, is the integrity of the channels. And consumers increasingly care. We want to know about carbon footprints. We want to know about ethics in terms of employees all over the world. And every company is vulnerable to this level of scrutiny, but also potentially has the same exact problem. So, you know, taking some form of action to make sure that the brand is not affected in the long term is absolutely what Apple will need to do.
Alison Stewart-Allen, thank you very much indeed for that.
Thank you.